Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Minor League Esports presented by APM Music. We're here. It's Saturday night. We're here with our final match. Knights and Ducks played off in the last game, and they're here again in the Academy League. Once again, I am Squid, joined by my wonderful co-captain at Soka, and we had a wonderful series in the last time. We can only hope that this one matches up.
And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it would, because I was looking at the standings before we got in, and both of these teams are nearly even when it comes to wins versus losses here. So we might see a little bit closer of a game, and then who knows, maybe the Ducks will get some vengeance for their feathered brethren after the game that we just saw. Maybe the Ducks will come back on the Knights, but there's only one way to find out. We have to actually get into the game and see how that unfolds. But I am still, regardless, looking to a very interesting match.
You and I both, and as you mentioned, close teams coming into this one. The Ducks in the Masters League might be out of playoff contention at this point, but their Academy League brethren, as you mentioned, might yet have a chance to wreak vengeance, as you so eloquently put it. I like that, by the way, getting a vengeance, vindication, you know, the whole 9 yards. But 4-1 was the series score last time around. Can they invert that? Actually, I think in week 4, I saw the exact same situation happen with, what was it, the Pandas in the Express? I think that's wrong. But I still saw basically the exact same thing happen, so I'm looking to see if that happens again here, and I would not be particularly miffed if that did occur.
Well, like we had said before, there's only one way to find out, and that's for everybody to get underway and see how the Ducks will clash against the Knights in this game here. And you already know how it goes. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock and let's get it started. We're going to have Schwartzy on one side of the kickoff, and we are underway. Schwartzy going up against Tezukako, as that one's going to go out into the side for Deshnaz. Going to take some time there and get this one over the Grizzly as it finds right back down to Schwartzy. Going off the backboard. Can he get the double touch? Yes, he can. But that one's going to feed its way out to the side towards Grizzly.
And such a quick start up there for Schwartzy. You can hear the little C creeping its way into that last one. A nice shot chance there for Deshnaz, but Tezu is there and it makes the save. Couple of shot chances already for the Ducks. You mentioned that double tap chance on the opener. Looks like the Knights might have one of their own. Tezukako looking for the shot. He can't quite put it on target though. And that one will be sent way up high. They have a double commit here for the Ducks though. Doesn't exactly bode well, but Schwartzy will be able to get back to it and at least slow down the offense for his second before Grizzly gets back under control, trying to go over the top 10-9.
Yeah, almost broke some axles now, but it's going to be an open-end opportunity for Deshnaz, looking down his nose on Grizzly and gets the demo. What a play there, as Tezukako is going to take this one the other way, but is met by Schwartzy over the Grizzly now into the corner. It goes for Deshnaz, who's going to get a touch there, and a missed opportunity from Tezukako as this one goes the other way.
It really does feel like it's been a story of missed opportunities for both these sides now, as we mentioned the Ducks, with 2 shots officially on the board, but it might as well be 3 considering the first chance they have. That one looks like it will go home. Tezukako scores first, and it's the Knights' side.
This was a beautiful follow-up touch, you know, just going off the backboard, getting upside down, and getting just the bare nose there on the ball, pushing it forward enough to get the goal. Nothing too fancy, you know, just nice textbook Rocket League, and there's nothing wrong with a 31-mile-an-hour goal. Well done there for Tezukako.
Oh, and it looks like he might have another chance here. That one's just going to go ahead and drop in underneath the crossbar. Immediately off the face-off here as well. 11 seconds of game time passing. And that's basically a textbook play. The kickoff going directly to your teammate out of the corner and right into the net.
Yep, 30 seconds. Well, a minute 30 gone, and Tezukako shooting 2 for 2, 100%. Can he keep the momentum going? A beautiful kickoff as this one goes into the corner of the Ducks. Schwartzy taking some time there and hits it towards his own net. Deshnaz there to take control and try and get past Grizzly, but Grizzly is not going to allow that to happen. That's going right back to the corner. It goes Schwartzy. Gonna try and get over Tezukako, who's been shooting like an absolute monster so far. Tezukako taking a lot of time there, too much maybe, as Tezukako's ready to answer back. Ooh. Another shot on target, and it goes in.
Batting 1,000 still. Tezukako with the self-serve, once again making that punish, and then the follow-up as well. His aerial consistency looking to be on fleek, as the kids say. 3 goals in just 2 minutes of gameplay. Tezukako with all 3 for the Knights. Once again, 3 goals on 3 shots and a save to boot. He is just on fire so far.
Yep, Tazukako now showing some defensive prowess with a save, but off the sidebar it goes. What a good follow-up from Deshnaz. And almost another wasted opportunity, but luckily there was another duck waiting there on the wing to pick this one up and take advantage of the open net opportunity.
I see what you did there. Duck on the wing. You've been pretty on top of the punts tonight, I gotta admit. Well done. Well done. Just about as well done as that last play there, Schwartzy. Making that passing play out over to Deshnaz. Probably would have liked to turn it in himself, but either way, it found its way into the back of the opposing net, and that's what really matters. Looks like the real goal was the friends we made along the way. Just before the half here, nice still lead by 2, so the Ducks have their work cut out for them. Even shot count as it stands. Tezuak's going to add one right here, and finally a shot of his is turned away. It's Deshnaz in charge, and he actually gets a very nice possession out of it, looking for the pass to mid. It's past 1. Can they get past 2? It looks like it, but that one's a little bit wide. They're going to need a favorable lineup here. Out of the corner now. Shot chance. Deshnaz is there, but he can't make contact, and Tezu will get it away.
Yep, a play unfolding maybe as you have Grizzly on the other side. The pass is there, but it's going to get cleared away by Deshnaz, who picks up a full tank of boost. Now putting the Knights kind of on the back burner there, but luckily Grizzly is able to pass this one out to Tezukaku and kills his ball into the middle of the field. Schwartzy sending it nice and hard off the backboard. An opportunity there, but again, a missed opportunity. This one goes to the side.
I can't help but feel that there have been a couple of missed chances now, not only for the Ducks, but primarily for the Ducks. It does feel Schwartzy will get that one away, but again, with 100 seconds here, they can't really be affording to miss these open nets, and Grizzly can't get up to that one, and they won't miss this time. Schwartzy brings them within 1.
Yep, a beautiful follow-up play there. Just when it seemed like the momentum was starting to shift, the Ducks finally answer back again to bring them within 1 now of tying the game at 3. And I love the pass plays that are coming from the Ducks. 1 goal and 1 assist apiece for both of these players. Now they really have to make it count with a minute and just over a minute 30 left into the match. They need to get 1 more goal, and it's definitely possible. A nice self-dribble there, and Tezukaku gets the save.
Yeah, the Deshnaz really had a nice approach on that. Oh, wait a second. Grizzly, we're talking about nice approaches. That one looked very clean, but unfortunately for him, he simply did not have the boost to make follow-up. Deshnaz will be taking Tezukaku out of the play to open up some space. Schwartzy will allow the Knights to advance a little bit, but not too far. Tezu out of the back half. Drop on the side to Deshnaz, looking for a second touch. Gets out a little bit towards the mid, but the Knights are there and ready to make that play off the backboard now. Schwartzy looking for the angle. It's on target, but Tezu is there. Great awareness. It does not let that one through as the Ducks very close to a chance, and they might have another one. That demo was key, but Tezu once again getting in front.
Yeah, just an absolute showcase coming from Tezukaku. Just being able to see not only is he an offensive juggernaut, but he's an absolute brick wall in the net. 4 saves so far for Tezukaku, and just showing that not only can he play the ball offensively, but he's also to be feared in the net as well. It's going to be Grizzly now, trying to turn this the other way. A missed touch there by Schwartzy could be costly as Grizzly trying to dribble this one past Schwartzy, but it's not going to happen. Tezukaku now on the offensive with all day to log this one in. It's going to be another goal for Tezukaku.
And as we recall, the Knights from the previous series up in the Master League had Prosperity 2K to lead the way in game number 5, and it looks like Tezukaku has received the past torch, so to speak, putting up 4 goals and 4 saves on 5 shots as well. That has been a rather standout performance from him. The Ducks are going to have to find some sort of response here as we move forward, but I want you to spot another similarity that almost transpired. I Caster's cursed that before. I'm pretty sure you saw what it was, though.
Oh, I was going to call it out. I was waiting. I was like, as soon as I get the opportunity, I'm going to call it out. And then the Caster's curse beat you this time, as it's going to be 5-2. Not the 4-2 that we've seen so often in the previous game, but still nonetheless an impressive showout coming from the Knights as they take game number 1.
Certainly is, and again, you cannot understate how impactful Tezu was in this particular game. Putting up, I don't really think he had many highlight reel-worthy plays, but they were certainly ones to be noted. 5 goals at the end of regulation, only 2 shy of 1,000 points. That is insane. If he can keep up this kind of performance, his MVPR might put him in the Player of the Week conversation, to be honest.
Yep, but still, gotta consider everything that went on here. Tezukaku popped off insanely, both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively, but also I gotta give a quick little bit of recognition to Grizzly, getting 2 assists on the board. Definitely not absent in that game. It's always nice to see when you know that your teammate is popping off, feed him the ball, give Tezukaku the ball. If he's hitting shots, pass it to him. Go and get your own points, get some assists, maybe get a playmaker. If your teammates pop them off, let them pop off. Do your thing. But also on the other side of the ball, the Ducks, again, falling short towards in this side of the league as well. But with that being said, they're passing the ball and they're taking shots. They were able to get seven shots done, where 8 coming from the Knights. So they're not too far off. It's just another kind of thing that we've seen in the previous game between the Ducks and the Knights from the other league. It's just about finishing and getting into the back of the net.
Yeah, I think you really hit the nail on the head. That was the point that I want to make too, is kind of bringing up, and it might be a bit of a painful memory for some of us, but there were a couple of open nets which they simply were not able to capitalize upon. If they can get those under control, then they should be much, much better off. A couple of goals their way would be phenomenal for them, but we're getting underway here in game number 2, and it's Grizzly. He does not want to sit on the sideline any longer. He opens up the score sheet 3 seconds in.
Now here we go. This is the fastest goal of the night, and it's within 3 seconds, just starting off the very beginning kickoff, and the Knights holding up that tradition of the quick scoring. We've seen the Ducks do it too, but the Knights have just been awfully consistent with it. Even in the last series going into this one, they are definitely representing their brethren here, as they are up to a 1-goal lead just within the first 3 seconds.
Oh, and that's just rude. Grizzly taking out the Schnoz, but Schwartzy's able to make the play. Gotta appreciate that tenacity. It looked like it was going to be a completely open net there for just a second. The Knights not able to turn in as a result, so once again, great job getting back to the ball, not giving up on the play. Unfortunately, they are going to have to cede possession here as Tezu looks for a double tap. He's got a lot of space and time, and he will turn that one in for 2-0.
Now you see, as a caster, I love watching this. Tezukaku is popping off, and when I'm watching him play, I'm like, this is a spectacular player, this is a spectacular team. But I gotta tell you, my competitive side, if I'm in the Duck situation, my competitive side is just screaming in my ears, Dimu Tezukaku, Dimu Tezu. Like, get him out of the game. He is absolutely annihilating us right now.
I can't say that you're wrong there. Tezu really has kind of put a target on his back, but it all comes down to whether or not the Ducks decide to try and make that kind of physical play. We saw them utilize a little bit of it in the last series, but of course this is an entirely different team, so can't really say much about that. The Schnoz almost gets a shot angle right there, actually. A nice little cut, but just a little bit high and wide. That'll be ball number 1 for the Ducks. Well, they have had a couple of quality shots before now. Just under 4 minutes remain. They're going to get another chance here. Schnoz, actually a very threatening position, and the defender kind of lost their cool.
Yeah, was this some mind game, some mind trickery? Because you see Schnoz going up for the air dribble, but then goes for no follow-up, just lets it fall right into the net. So maybe some Jedi mind tricks being played on the defense here. Either way, they're going to cut the lead down to just 1 with 3 minutes and 46 seconds. And Schnoz taking control again. Ooh. Can we see a repeat? Yes, we can. Schnoz ties it up in 2.
Okay, I see the Schnoz. A beautiful control on this one. He faked it the last time, and Tezu totally fell for the bait this time around. He thought to himself, you know what? I'm not going to get baked by this man twice in a row. I'm just going right for it, but much to his dismay, that was not the case. A beautiful 1-2 punch from the Schnoz, both in the air, both solo, to tie things up here. And although there wasn't an assist from Schwartzy, I think we can both agree that that was really all Schnoz.
Yeah, definitely. It was, like you already said, a definite showcase of offensive mechanics and offensive prowess coming out from the Schnoz. But with that being said, we have ourselves a ball game now, tied at 2, just coming up to 3 minutes, and we are about to see some amazing plays unfold as Tezukaku now trying to take control, but with a missed touch there from Schwartzy. This one goes out to the middle, and Schnoz missing there. A tactical whip, we'll call that one, as Tezukaku takes control again. A shot on target and cleared away and saved by Schwartzy.
Yeah, you can see Tezu. He did a fantastic job in game number 1. He certainly made a statement here in game number 2 for why he should stay on top of the scoreboard. But unable to get that aerial, and maybe wants a little bit of a revenge. It might be a little bit justifying at that point. He did allow both of the goals against, although they were very difficult situations, so I'm not discrediting him in any way, but Grizzly, nice shot chance there, will not fool the Schnoz, who is very much looking to be the Tezu of the Ducks, so to speak. Past the half, and we're still even. Nobody really with a significant lead. Surprisingly enough, the stat sheet is actually incredibly similar. 5 shots and almost a 6 right there, but not quite. 5 shots for the Knights, 5 shots for the Ducks. 3 saves versus 2 favoring the Ducks. And an assist and 2 goals on either side. That is impressively close.
And even in the the other series, with their Avarian brethren, those games were close as well. So really not too surprised here, but going the other way now is going to be Grizzly, who gets the touch in the midfield, followed up by Schwartzy. Schwartzy has a teammate on the other side. Can he get the pass to the middle? And there is Deshnaz, but it's blocked by Tezukaku.
You can see the defense starting to ramp up for both these teams now. Starting to play a little bit more passive. It does feel like we've seen less and less shots. Oh, Grizzly! That is just rude. Oh my god, the fake under the second man. That's brutal.
Yep, Grizzly now getting some Jedi mind trick revenge. The mind games playing a major effect in this game here, and that's going to give them the 1-goal lead with just 1 minute and 34 left on the clock. Grizzly definitely coming in clutch for his team now as they are able to get the momentum back in their favor as this ball goes down to Tezukaku now, sitting it up nice and high back into the Ducks territory, but Deshnaz was there to answer, and Grizzly there clearing it out yet again.
I gotta admit, this is minor league esports where we do a lot of doubles play, and a lot of people might not necessarily look up to the Academy League players, but you have got to admit that the solo plays that we've seen so far have made a case for themselves. So why should take these players seriously? And Schwartzy looking for a shot here. It's a beautiful one as well as he delivers onto the opposite side. Very difficult to save, and we tied up again.
This was either just, I'm not sure what happened there because I almost thought it was, I was almost certain it was Deshnaz who got the touch there, but clearly it wasn't. It was just a tough corner touch, and the corners are so tricky, and I can imagine in the Academy League it's just a little bit tougher to read the corner. And just being there and waiting in the middle, it was just a nice touch from Deshnaz being, oh my bad, Schwartzy, being able to read that one and take advantage to get the goal.
They're tied up though. Oh, that's a dangerous double commit. Looking for the double tap, and Schwartzy off the backboard. Where's the Deshnaz? He's just in time, but he only keeps it in the zone. Shot! No, it's on the post. It gets bumped away. Are you kidding me? The Ducks come up empty on what should have been a scoring drive, and now they're off to the races down the other way. Schwartzy gets a touch on the ball, though. And now we're all the way back on the Knights half, the red zone, if you will. That was an interesting turn of events in more ways than just one, I think.
Yeah, I can't tell if the Ducks just missed an opportunity or if they just got robbed. I could have swore that was definitely going to be a goal, but as time ticks away, now with just 3 seconds left to go, can they get the pass play? It's going to go back into the corner again, and we have overtime.
The Ducks, they have put up some fight. They have. It's not a very favorable kickoff, though, as Grizzly looking to get around it. He's got the boost. Schwartzy in a very bad spot, is able to make the save, though. Not going to give up on the play. Looking for the other side. Deshnaz trying to get around it, but he's just a little bit too slow to that play. Close call already in OT. It looked like a very defensive regulation while we were at 2-2, and as soon as that next goal was scored, everything was all out from there on, and this is no exception.
Yeah, and we are still dead even in overtime, clearly, but the back and forth is even more even. No team giving up too much ground, but now, as it almost looks in favor of the Ducks, a beautiful demo from Tezukaku is going to buy them enough time to just stave off the danger that much longer. Schwartzy now going off the side wall. It finds its way to Grizzly, and off target just barely as Schwartz is able to clear that one back into the other half.
It's only been about a minute of OT, but it still feels like both teams have gotten some quality shot chances. I think the Ducks probably got the better side of that, but the Knights have certainly made a case. That one is on target dangerously, but Tezu, a great read off the backboard. And the backflip will get that one perfectly away. The Ducks still not backing down from this offense, though. And the Knights really need to find some sort of transition out and stay in the attacking half.
Yep, Grizzly now with a nice pass towards the middle, and Tezukaku is going to be there to send that one away and get the dub yet again for the Knights.
Grizzly looking for that second touch. You can see Schwartzy trying to make a play that doesn't hit that ball up. You can see it's such a difficult situation because he knows the options that the opponent has. Grizzly's going for the dunk. If you hit it up, it's just going to come right back down. If you hit it out, Tezukako is going to be there and just turn it right back in. So I got to keep control. It's just a whole deal. So very unfortunate, but I think the most important play of that match was certainly the Grizzly 1v2. Let's see it again here in all of its majestic glory. This was just marvelous.
Yeah, Grizzly definitely showing off the mechanics on that one. After not so shortly after getting mind gamed himself, returns the favor in a major way. Grizzly just definitely baffled the defense, and that was actually the momentum shifter there to put their team up, not only putting them up 1 goal, but getting the momentum to carry this game out all the way to this win here in game number 2.
Yeah, impressive solo performance there. You got to give some credit to the Ducks, though. They certainly came out in force this game once again, coming back from that first game loss, and they've still got the rest of the series to look forward to. Nothing decided quite yet. Well, save for games 1 and 2, but that's behind us. The series is still going, is what I'm trying to say. And the Ducks certainly have a fighting chance here. I think that Deshnaz and Schwartzy have been looking incredibly solid individually. And as far as matchups go, this is a very good one.
And you know, it's just like I said, it's just almost it's vaguely similar to the previous match we saw, where the Ducks are like they're contending and they're there, and it's even the entire game. It just comes down to that bare last second effort, and it's just in the favor of the Knights. And a nice midfield pass play to start things off. The early goals trend does not end.
Yeah, that train just continues to roll, but Tezu, some great vision to find Grizzly on this play, and of course, the vision of his own to help make that happen as well. Very difficult spot to play in as a defender, even in the highest levels of play. So, very unfortunate situation to find yourself in if you're a Ducks player in the opening seconds.
And here we go. It's going to be Grizzly taking this one the other way into the Ducks territory, looking very dangerous now for Schwartzy, but a nice recovery there and a good defensive play sends this one the other way. A pass into the middle. Schwartzy's there to pick it up. Oh, I apologize. That was Deshnaz from the pass from Schwartzy. We're tied at 1.
And if you'll notice, Grizzly might not be anywhere to be found, but that's not to say that it was his fault in the rotation. There was actually a bump after failing to make that 1v1 play. He was taken out with a sizable physical impact against his car. So even that one bump that happened seemingly so long ago still had a major impact on that play, and the Ducks knew exactly what had to be done, and they might know again here as that one pops straight up. It's 2 men up for the defenders. They will get it away, however. And Grizzly Tezu guided into the corner. Maybe even a little bit farther. Schwartzy's going to have to turn it on that one. Does force the touch. No boost in the tank, but still making an efficient play on that ball.
Yeah, Schwartzy didn't have a lot of boost there to follow that one up, and Grizzly just had barely enough time to take control and get it away from the opposition. But now Schwartzy with a nice shot on target as Grizzly gets the saves and clears this one away. Grizzly now looking for a Phillip reset. Trying to get the pass out to Tezukako, but not the Phillip reset will not be there. And Tezu gets a beautiful shot all the way downfield, but not quite on target. Deshnaz is able to pick up on this one and take it back towards the midfield, taking control now, but with no boost. And then Deshnaz gets picked by Grizzly as this one goes the other way.
Oh, and Tezu, he wanted the aerial bump to follow up that shot on target. I think it might have been a little bit wide regardless, but nonetheless, a good idea. You can tell all these players so confident in their solo plays, and a nice shot here from Schwartzy will tuck into the upper 90. Just as I say it, doing it all by himself, 2-1.
Like you said, you can't be afraid to sometimes go for the solo play, and Schwartzy showing it off in a major way with a beautiful, nice and high touch all the way up from heaven, puts that one right back down into the net. 2-1 now in favor of the Ducks, and it's good to see them answering back.
The Flying High Ducks, so it seems. They've had a couple of aerial goals so far this series, and they've been rather fond of the backboard and the higher up areas in general. But they've still got a lot of time. They're going to have to tick off the clock before they can take this win. A nice controlling touch there for Schwartzy. Deshnaz is going to throw it way up high, though, and force Tezu to make some sort of a play with this ball. 50 out of the corner will go vaguely in their favor. Grizzly not exactly the greatest clear. Deshnaz puts it on target, and then he found an open spot, and he took it.
Deshnaz showed one of the greatest qualities a Rocket League player can have, and that is shot placement. They had the defense there, but not in the right spot. Deshnaz put it right perfectly where no defender could reach it, even though the defense was present in net. Huge shout out for Deshnaz for just a good, accurate shot, and then return the favor is Grizzly, who I'm not sure if it was just shot accuracy or taking advantage of no one being home.
I think it might be a little bit of both, in all honesty, as, well, if we want to get to the philosophy of it, it's basically one and the same, but I don't really want to do that. Either way, what you need to know is that the Knights scored a goal immediately after the Ducks scored a goal, and I think that that was an important turnaround there for Grizzly to make that pick up and subsequently make the plays for a bit more right here for that double tap when he cut short by Deshnaz playing defense on the back wall. What I like to see, as I often say, an open backboard is an open net. So seeing all these backboard defensive plays, it's a little bit heartwarming, in all honesty.
Yep, Grizzly now going out into the corner, and Tezukako is definitely being a bruiser for the team as he gets another demo, but Schwartzy there to get the play and get the save as Grizzly misses what could have been, I guess, a flick play he was attempting, but it wasn't enough to get past Schwartzy. Deshnaz now going to take this one the other way. A nice upside down touch to put this inside Knights territory, and a follow up from Schwartzy. It's going to go out to the side by Grizzly, but Schwartzy's there again to get the pass to midfield, and Deshnaz was nowhere to be found.
Oh, but Grizzly, he wanted that redirect. Wait, he still has a touch of the ball! It almost puts it through. That extra impact from Schwartzy got it away. But that right there could have been play of the week material. Grizzly almost making the recovery on the backboard and putting it out center for Tezu, who was ready and waiting for that play. That's some great vision from the Ducks defense, gets it away, and now a great vision on the passing lane as Deshnaz turns in his hat trick from a pass from Schwartzy.
Yeah, just great offensive prowess coming from the Ducks on that one. Schwartzy coming in like a bat out of heck to get the touch and get the block and win the 50 to put this one right over to Deshnaz, who's gonna get the goal here and extend their lead to 2. One of the better showouts in the series coming from the Ducks.
That it is, and they're looking to take their first game of the series and at least get one, and that was a close call, but Tezu just a little bit too far away to make that play. The Ducks, once again, they are on match point against, down 2-0. So game 3 win here would not only keep them from losing the series, but also give them a little bit of extra steam for later games, just in case they really need to go the distance. And here's Schwartzy going to put another one on target. This time, it will be himself making the play. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists, 2 saves now.
Yeah, impressive stats indeed. 2, 2, and 2. Going across the board, my OCD is pleased. A beautiful shutout from Schwartzy and a beautiful follow-up shot as they now extend the lead to 3. And I don't want to call it too soon. I don't want Caster's Curse, but it's looking pretty good for the Ducks so far. Deshnaz with the follow-up touch, and we're going to extend that lead to 4 now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if your Caster's Curse can do this much work, in all honesty. 4 goals in a minute might not be impossible, but at that point, it's space station levels of talent that you have to have. As in recent memory, I think that's the only team I can really recall ever making a 4-goal comeback in Rocket League Esports less than a minute ago. Somebody, if you want to correct me, feel free. But at least in my memory, it's the only loss that I've ever seen do that. So the Ducks walking away with what should be a pretty clean win on this one. The passing plays have certainly looked good, and the individual talent on their side has started to shine through. Looking to see a little bit more out of Tezu, I think, for a lot of the Knights fans. He had a spectacular performance in game number 1, putting up 5 goals all by himself, but unable to really do much damage here.
Yeah, it's kind of odd to see Tezu being so quiet, but maybe we will see some more from Tezu in the next game as the Ducks are going to waddle their way to victory here and be able to get a nice clean walk-off win. 6-2, a 4-goal deficit, and let's just burn the clock out and take a victory lap. Well done, Ducks.
Oh, and they got another one. Hey, just a second score update. Schwartzy now has a hat trick. As if their MVPR wasn't already high enough for this match. 802 and 789 points for Schwartzy and Deshnaz, respectively now. They're looking pretty solid out there. But it might just be a little bit of extra on the top. If they could add goals to previous games, that would be great. They can't, but that would be great. I think, conversely, though, the Knights, lots of time to really evaluate what's gone wrong in this game. Try to turn things around for game number 4.
I mean, all things considered, the Knights are still up in the series, so it's not so devastating for the Knights. But what was devastating was that scoreline, 7-2, almost just one goal away from getting the Brazil. The Ducks definitely turning around and showing out in a major way. That was such an improvement from the first 2 games that we saw. Like, each of the first 2 games were so close against the Knights, and the Ducks falling short both times. But this game was just absolutely impressive from the Ducks, and like you said, 2 hat tricks on the Ducks side from Schwartzy and Deschnaz, but also give credit to those passes, 2 from Schwartzy and 2 from Deschnaz. Definitely no ball hugs on that team. They like to find each other on the field.
Yeah, and honestly, I think I like seeing 4 assists on 7 goals better than I would see 7 assists on 7 goals, because that means that they have the individual talent to make plays happen as well. Not only are they reliant on each other, which of course passing plays are good. Keep doing passing plays in solo queue, all of you out there. I'm talking to you in particular in the back right. You never pass. You should really pass once in a while. Your mother misses you. But in any case, I think that it does display a good mix of both play styles. They also have a couple of physical plays added in there. I can at least attribute 1 or 2 goals to a bump in that particular match. But another note I would like to make, this is not the first time, if it does end up being the case, it would not be the first time I've seen a reverse sweep on the primary broadcast here in this season.
Now, you see, the problem going into this game now is that the Knights still do have the series in their favor, but after that type of win, the Ducks are going to be feeling pretty good, and they put the gas on in game number 2. But can you take their foot off the pedal as we go into the next game? A touch out into the middle, what could have been dangerous under certain circumstances, but goes the other way anyway. Grizzly with a nice touch to the corner, met by Schwartzy. Back into the corner it goes with a follow-up from Tezukaku. Will we see another double touch? No! It goes out into the side and it gets cleared away.
He wanted it so bad, but it looks like his takeoff was just a little bit off the mark there for him. So maybe readjust a little bit and go at it a second time, but Tezu, you can tell he wants to get right back into the hunt. He was doing a phenomenal job in game number 1, a truly outstanding performance. Has not been able to replicate it thus far. Ducks with a shot chance there. Grizzly was able to save it away, and now a banging shot the other way. Schwartzy, nice touch off the back wall, but it goes right out. Once again to Tezu. We'll get away this time around, but the first minute come and gone. There have been a lot of shot chances, a couple on either side. The Ducks only narrowly turned away that time as well.
And that's something we've been seeing. Like, the shots are coming out heavy. Both teams' offensive prowess is just nothing short of impressive. They've been peppering the backboards and the net consistently, but unlike the other few games, no one has scored an early goal, so we're still tied at 0. But hang on, Caster's curse befall me yet again. 1-0 for the Knights now.
I honestly feel like this just comes down to a bit of misfortune for the Ducks. You could see 3 or maybe even 4 players. I think Grizzly was retreating away from that ball. But either way, all 4 players in the same general locale. And unfortunately, both of the Ducks players, after that challenge, didn't have a very good recovery, so to speak. And I don't necessarily think it was their fault, just the happenstance of the situation. So they find themselves down. Only 90 seconds gone, though. Plenty of time to work with here. We've seen some great things out of them, of course, in game number 3. And even game number 2 was pretty close, but this might not be one of those situations. No touch made. The Schnoz will get it away, though, as Grizzly apparently did not want to risk making that kind of shot chance. Potentially risking a defensive play on the other side. The Ducks won't get away either way, but still, by the wayside, a shot opportunity for the Knights.
What a nice follow-up. Almost looking for that ceiling touch there and almost got it, but no good as this one gets cleared out to the side. Schwartzy now taking some control with a nice touch out into the middle, but it's going to be no good as Grizzly is able to get there in time to get that one away, and it goes back into Duck territory as Schwartzy gets a nice touch off the backboard there, and Tezukaku is going to go off the sidewall looking for some air dribbles maybe, but is going to leave that one for Grizzly as it gets blocked.
Yeah, great vision keeping that one away. Again, the defenses of these 2 teams have actually been pretty strong, as we saw in, I believe it was game number 2, if I'm not mistaken, when we had a tied game. Both of these teams actually played a perfectly passive play style, pardon the alliteration, but it did seem to work pretty well for both sides, at least up until the point where the first goal was scored, and then everything became a complete punch-out. Seems that we've adopted that play style again, as Tezu going to play a little bit slow off the backboard. Schnoz now looking for the pick up in the mid, does not win the 50-50, but at least forces the ball into the corner where Schwartzy will take control.
Yep, Schwartzy now taking it the other way, has a player in the middle, and Schnoz Deschnaz was there to pick up the touch and get the equalizer. What a play from the Ducks.
Yo, I did not think this was going to work out at first, but I should have placed my faith in Deschnaz. He had a beautiful angle on that one. He has clearly been eating his redirect training Wheaties because that was a fantastic angle just under the crossbar. That's the kind of velocity you expect out of top-level players. Well done.
Yep, and again, an offensive turnaround, but an unfortunate double commit there. Possible miscommunication as this one goes out into the corner, and a would-be goal gets evaded, and it's going to be a touch from Grizzly now out towards the middle again. Deschnaz with the follow-up, but Tezukako is there to get the save as it's Deschnaz again who gets the flick over and off the sidebar. Deschnaz puts that one right on the nose and extends the lead to 1.
Twice in one game, he's put the team on his back with a fantastic individual effort. I didn't think that one was going to be in for a second, but I guess that just goes to show how good I am at reading things. And he gets it through. 2-1 now in favor of the Ducks. It looked like they were on the back foot there for the longest time. And of course, with the Knights' 0-1 lead, things were not looking up. But clearly I was mistaken as Deschnaz making the case for player of the day here.
Now Schwartzy trying to get in on that action off the sidebar maybe, but not good enough. This one's going to go back out into the corner as Grizzly showing off some dribbling mechanics, gets past one defender, has one to get by, the switch and the flick, and it's no good from Deschnaz.
I gotta say, all of these players on the field right now have been so impressive. Schwartzy, Deschnaz, Grizzly, and Tezu have all made individual cases for themselves, and Deschnaz again picking up the hat trick with the solo efforts. He is doing it all here in Game 4.
Yep, Deschnaz there with an impressive amount of control, getting the up and over one defender, and then just barely getting enough boost from the touchpad to extend that ball just past the goalie, and now extending the lead to 2 here, just under a minute. Deschnaz is putting on for his team right now. Grizzly in the corner finds Schwartzy. Tezukako gets met by Deschnaz, and Deschnaz says this one the other way. A pass opportunity maybe. Schwartz goes up, and it goes right in 4-1 now for the Ducks.
Where did the Ducks come from? Deschnaz again, the presence of mind to make the proper play here, and Schwartzy with the vision to be there in perfect harmony. That is just beautiful. The Ducks, I swear, even their Master League counterparts didn't seem to have as much chemistry as these two players now do. And Deschnaz, of course, he has been doing a lot of individual plays, but Schwartzy has been right there in the rotation, making sure that things stay out of the net.
I'm telling you, Deschnaz and Schwartzy have to have just done their placement matches because they are so in sync. Like right now, they've just been finding each other beautifully on the field, and now have the 4-1 lead against the Knights. And as time ticks away, it looks like they're going to walk off with a back-to-back win here. As now we approach the 10-second mark and the countdown begins. It's going to go off to the side from Schwartz, and now Tezukako has a pass opportunity to Grizzly, but it's going to be a missed pass there as the clock finally goes to 0 and the Ducks win here again.
This has been such a story for the Ducks. The turnaround has been nothing short of spectacular for them. And Deschnaz coming away with 3 goals and an assist with 100% goal participation, 5 saves, and on 3 shots as well. He wasted no opportunities at all. This was just phenomenal. And just to cap it off, we had the pass from Schwartzy to Deschnaz, the redirect to tie things up. This was a beautiful shot and pass through and through, Captain Exodoka.
It's at Soka.
I was just going to ignore it, all right? I was just going to let it slide there. I knew the mistake. All right, I was trying to make it good, all right? I was trying to let them have their clip.
Yeah, but still, the redirect was absolutely nuts, and honestly, when you hit such a screamer from that close point-blank range, 84 miles an hour coming off the redirect, there's literally nothing you can do as a defender. Highlight play, real worthy, and I'm glad we got to see it again. Deschnaz definitely popping off, but also Schwartzy getting the passes there and making sure Deschnaz gets the shots.
Yeah, it was a shot that was as good as my pronunciation of your name was bad. And so Game 5 now on the horizon. And the Ducks, with presumably a lot of momentum coming into this game, the Knights, they did have a lot of tenacity there, though. I did even notice that pass from Tezu to Grizzly right there at the end of regulation. Although it didn't come together, still was a very well put together play in theory. So, the Knights still have potential here, and Grizzly just said GLHF for the rest of the series. I guess better late than never, I suppose.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're all tied up in the series now, right? So whoever takes this is going to take the series, and Deschnaz still has his foot on the gas from last game, and a low 5 from Schwartzy just confirms Deschnaz is on fire.
He's got the Golden Cosmos. I'm not gonna lie, for a moment I thought that was Alpha Boost for a second, and I was about to freak out of where did he get that, but no, it's just Golden Cosmos. But either way, looking good in more ways than one is the Deschnaz, as they've now got the lead, as you mentioned.
Now, again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be mistaken here, but the Knights took a 2-0 early lead in the series, so being that, you know, where we've come to now, will this be a reverse sweep if the Ducks take it here?
Oh, yes. Yes, it will. I don't know, you know, you just had to open your mouth, didn't you?
I guess I did.
I mean, I'm not really too disappointed, though, because it would have been a rather uneventful game for the Ducks to win off one goal early on. So, very nice. We got 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the Knights to tie things up.
Yep, 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, and here we go. Schwartzy getting the win there on the kickoff with the follow-up touch, and it's going to be Tezu Kako who's going to get the save over to Grizzly. Not sure if you should have went up for that one right away or tried to take control there, because it's going to go the other way now. Schwartzy with a nice bounce out into the corner. Grizzly is able to pick up on that and send it the other way. What a 50-50 dunk, and that's just going to roll itself in.
Grizzly do dirty. That was a beautiful bait on the backside, I might add. Letting Schwartzy think that he had a chance on that ball, and then as soon as he saw him go up, he said, yoink, I'm going to go ahead and take this all the way downfield. And then, as you mentioned, the contest on that 50-50, so well designed, put it on target. He didn't even need to touch it a second time. And they've got the lead, but only 4 minutes left. And here's the Deschnaz, so dangerous in many situations, but not enough in that particular 1v1.
Yeah, still so close that my palms are actually sweating, and I don't even have a controller in my hands. Grizzly now with the follow-up touch, but an easy save for Schwartzy as this one goes the other way. Tezu Kako meets Schwartzy in the middle to get the 50-50 touch and the dunk, keeping this one into the corner as Grizzly goes up now to keep this one out into the side, and a follow-up from Schwartzy again in the corner. This is going to drop right in front of the net, and it's Schwartzy who puts his own pass in.
No touch from the defender, but Schwartzy is there to punish. And again, this kind of goes back to what we were saying last series. You want to respect your opponents, but you also want to make sure that they are making their touches, because if they don't, hey, guess what? It's going to be a free touch for you. And this time it happened to be one that found its way over top of the goal line. We're tied back up here before halftime, even at 4 goals total scored in Game 5. And Grizzly looking to take a nice possession underneath of one. Oh, he's underneath of 2. Can he put it away? He can. We saw him do it once, and he does it again and gives his team the lead.
If you could see the look on my face right now, Grizzly just absolutely just made me look dumbfounded. The mind games, not only 1, but 2, strong with the forces Grizzly to pick up the double mind game and get the lead here. Grizzly earning the troubleshooter tag he's got on would make me be afraid to go up against him. And it's a nice follow-up here from Deschnaz, trying to get some redemption, but Tezu Kako gets the save on that one and sends it away.
I'm sorry, but I can only think of one particular reference, and that is, of course, because Schwartz on the other side of the field. Grizzly basically just coming into this, making him think your Schwartz is as big as mine. Spaceballs, we love you. As we get over to halftime here, the Knights do still lead off the back of that fantastic once play, and they might even get another here, but Schwartz is able to evade the demo and get that one out to the corner. Now Tezu, I don't think that's exactly the result he was looking for, but it does fall into the waiting hands of his one's carry, it would seem. Yeah, I do say that. I noticed he does have 3 goals. I'm surprised to see that, actually. I could have sworn Tezu was a bit more contributory in this game.
Oh, he was popping off within the first few games in the series, but the more that I see this unfold, because the pass plays were really showing off for the Knights, but now that it kind of seems like the Ducks have a read up on those pass plays, Schwartzy picking up a pass play off his own, coming from the pass from Deschnaz, but it was the 50-50 dunk here that made this play all the way in Grizzly's face. Beautiful, beautiful play by Schwartzy.
Yeah, you gotta love the recognition on that one. And Grizzly, he thought he could take it out in front of the net, and Schwartzy just figured he'd give him a friendly reminder as to why that is quite dangerous, and ended up not quite going the Knights' way. So, we approach the final 100 seconds. All tied up, but Grizzly, oh my god, the dunks again! But he actually bumps his own teammate, and that is a disaster for the Knights. He almost made the defenders look silly, but I think that title might go their way instead.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed from both of these teams is that they live and die by the crossbars and the sidebars, and that's what something I like to call a little bit of CBS, crossbar syndrome, and it is contagious, barely keeping it out of the net there and pinging the sidebars. And now we are still tied at 3 and what could have been a lead-taking goal.
Not gonna lie, when you said CBS, I first thought of the news station, or whatever you want to call the channel. But yeah, I honestly agree with you. They have been hitting a lot of the post. Oh, nice dunk try there for Deshnaz. Didn't quite have the read that he wanted, or maybe he did, but Tetsu still played it very, very nice. Grizzly, the 1v1 again. He gets it over to Deshnaz, and he puts the Knights in the lead again. What can't this man do?
I don't know. I'm starting to think Grizzly is just an undercover ones player. And then, you know, Tezukako's like, hey, dude, I'm playing a twos tournament. You play twos, right? He's like, yeah, in my free time. Yeah, I'll play some twos when I got some spare time. But he is absolutely murdering the 1v1 game. And even some instances from what we saw, 1v2.
Yeah, he has been out there complete units. But this is the game 5 that we really want to see. It has been back and forth, but the Ducks have yet to lead. They're going to have to change that here. At least force one in for OT. Final 30 seconds down the clock. That is a short timer, and it's just getting so much shorter as Tezu puts it another.
Yep, not only do they have the lead now, but now they have the insurance that everybody wants to have, especially within the last 30 seconds. Now Tezukako getting a piece and getting on the board, but Grizzly still keeping that 100% goal participation as he picks up a pass. Tezukako now is going to go off the back wall. Can Grizzly get there for the pass? No, it's going to be Schwartzy who gets the touch and takes this one the other way. And maybe a missed touch there as Grizzly now takes control, gets the easy save, and looking for the 1v1 again. What was that? Oh, I don't know if he was going to try to go for a goal or just kill the clock. Either way, that was going to be it, and it's going to be in favor of the Knights, and why not a little bit of consolation goal on top.
Grizzly topping out. Let's take a look at this stat line. 5 goals, 1 assist, a save on top of all that, and on 10 shots. If you want to tell me that Grizzly was not the MVP for this game, you can. But I would also counter with the fact that you are just dead wrong, because that is simply not true. But I do want to give a major shout out to both Schwartzy and Deshnaz. They put up an excellent fight, and up until those final 2 goals for the Knights, it was a competitive game. But we do have one more clip for the night. It's going to be that second fake from Grizzly. I cannot believe that he was able to get this. 2 fakes, yeah, the same play.
Again, the double mind game. You don't see it too often, but when you do, it is just spectacular to see. And Grizzly, again, that troubleshooter tag fits Grizzly perfectly, because when Grizzly shoots, you best believe you're in trouble.
Right, you are. But wait a second. Timeout. Did I say we have one more clip? I meant 2. We are going to take another look at Grizzly because of the sheer number of things that he was able to do. Let's take a look at this excellent outplay to give them a read, to give them the lead, I should say. What, and this kind of leads into the point that we want to make for tonight. What in the world is Grizzly doing that is making him so talented? Like, I can't even beat people in 1v1s with that kind of consistency. I played this game for 4,500 hours. I'm worse than that. Tell me, riddle me this. How does he do it?
Sometimes when practice doesn't make perfect, the only thing that can make up for it is talent, and Grizzly has it.
I guess. Yeah, I was kind of thinking you were going to say a little bit more than that, but I can't say that you're wrong, in all honesty. It does seem to be the case. Grizzly, he's going to be really proud of that performance tonight. And, of course, we do have to give a shout-out to Tezu. It really has been the Grizzly show, but in Game 1, you cannot deny the impact that he had, and in the follow-up games as well. He had plenty to do with both their scoring opportunities and their defensive plays. I really feel like we could make a case for all of these players being MVP. Deshnaz, Schwartzy, Tezu, and Grizzly in respective different games. In all, I think that would be a completely fair assessment to make at Soka.
Yeah, definitely fair. But one thing I want to touch on before we get out of here is the absolute comeback that we saw coming from the Ducks there. They were down 2-0 early in the series. They answered back with another 2 and were able to take it into the Game 5 for the series. But also just the mental stability of the Knights, being able to lose 2 back-to-back games and still make up for it in game number 5 to take the dub. And just an overall all-out performance from both the teams.
Yeah, it was a fantastic night of Rocket League, and it was fantastic being in the booth here with you, Captain Atsuka. And it looks like I did finally get your name right, so stumble over it one time. I think everybody has fallen victim to that at least once, but we are going to go ahead and close it out. This has been your Saturday night of Minor League Esports presented by APM Music, but do not fret. We'll be back tomorrow with more great action here on MLE Sports GG. Can't wait to see you there.